Hello, I'm wbz-tv meteorologist Barry Burbank, and I've got your forecast for the rest of this Easter Sunday and the next several days as April unfolds for us for this week. And we say bye-bye to March 2018. It's a done deal now after yesterday's warm day, which saw temperatures +5, a red square in there, but the month overall, the mean temperature -1.1. So it was cooler than average, but not nearly as cold as last March was. March 2017 was -4.2. So even though there's been a lot of people complaining about it, it hasn't been nearly as cold as last year. But certainly we've had a lot more snow than last year, so much so that we're in the fourth position here, fourth slot in terms of the amount of snow. Fourth snowiest March on record in Boston. The big one was back in 1993 when almost 39 inches of snow fell in. Well, we still have snow on the ground, but not much of anything around most of southern New England until you get out here in the Berkshires, parts of the Worcester Hills, and there are a few patches of snow in the woods in areas north and west of Boston. But for the most part, there's still deep snow cover across ski country in northern New England, and the skiing is still really great up there for cross-country skiing and even snowmobiling still existing up there. But it looks like we're going to have a little more added on here in southern New England. Did you enter the Boston WBZ contest for snowfall in this city? Well, if you did, how you doing? It's 58.6 in Boston so far. Worcester's at 88.9. We'll add on a little bit to that, but not all that much snow in Boston, but there is a little bit coming up for tomorrow. One thing to look forward to is the amount of daylight. Back on St. Patrick's Day, we hit the 12-hour mark for the amount of daylight. And next Saturday, we'll already be up to 13 hours. And it won't be long after that. 22 days later, we'll be up to 14 hours of daylight. And by May 29th, we'll be up to 15 hours of daylight. Things to look forward to. And on this Easter Sunday, it looks like we'll be seeing temperatures going up to the mid to upper 50s, but not as warm as last Easter was back last year in 2017. Of course, Easter was 2 weeks later, not predicting, obviously, that April 16th this year is going to be 86. But we'll see what happens in the next couple of weeks. Looks like some chilly, some cooler than average weather is on its way, but the hottest Easter was back in 1976 when it was a scorching 94. So we'll take the 57 today, maybe a brief shower down to the Cape, an isolated one elsewhere. Otherwise, it's going to turn sunnier this afternoon from northwest to southeast, helping to propel these temperatures up to the 56 to 58 level. It would be cooler along the New England south coast, near or slightly over 50 in those spots, with the wind coming up, the busy wind without coming up across the water, making it chillier there. And it looks like highs across the nation will be, of course, warmest in the south, but there's been a decided change here in the Plain States. It's really getting quite cold, as so much cold air in Canada, occasionally parcels of it leak down in the country, and one of them is doing just that now, coming down into the northern plains, feeding into this little wave of low pressure here. It's way out in the central plain states now. Can you imagine it's going to be here tomorrow morning producing snow? It's going to move really fast, and enough cold air is going to come in before it gets here to support a snowy scenario tomorrow morning. This afternoon, the cloud cover breaks up and shifts southeastward, so it turns sunnier northwest first, proceeds southeastward, and it's going to be a nice afternoon, especially the second half of the afternoon with all the deep blue sky, temperatures going in the 50s, falling back to the 40s by late this afternoon or certainly this evening, and late this evening falling into the 30s, and a mostly clear sky. We'll see that just past full moon rising this evening. And then we'll see the snow commencing tomorrow morning, probably somewhere between the 8 and 9 o'clock hour in Boston. It may gradually penetrate up into northern Massachusetts. There may not be nothing more than just a few flurries in the air up here, not amounting to anything, but the steadier snow should be across extreme southern New England, especially the coastline of Connecticut, Rhode Island, and into southeastern Massachusetts. Then it'll clear out from northwest to southeast, so by middle tomorrow afternoon, could be snowing or maybe changing over to sprinkles on the south shore. As it clears up north and west, temperatures will rise into the 40s tomorrow afternoon. Clears out tomorrow night, and then we get some rain coming in here on Tuesday afternoon. So there would be nothing more than a coating in some spots to as much as an inch or two on other non-paved colder surfaces. Most of the roads should be just plain rain. Most of the snow will melt upon contact when hitting the roads tomorrow. Even down here where it's a steadier snow, unless it comes down really hard tomorrow morning, which I don't see it being a heavy snow, it looks like even if you're traveling down here, it's not going to mount up or show up much on the roads, except maybe the country roads or parking lots or driveways or things like that. So that's why there's a winter weather advisory on the Connecticut coastline tomorrow. as issued by the National Weather Service. As this storm moves along, it's a fast mover system. It's out of here. It's not going to intensify. It won't slow down at all. So it looks like we'll enter clear sky for Monday night, and then starting out Tuesday morning with the clouds rolling back in. The next system on its way, moving in very rapidly to give us rain on Tuesday afternoon. It'll be wet for the homebound commute on Tuesday. And then this warm front is going to lift northward, so we'll be really warm here on Wednesday. 65 to 70, a couple spots maybe a touch over 70 in areas near and west and northwest of Boston. But if you get farther to the south toward the New England south coast, it'll be mostly in the 50s with a strong wind coming up across the colder Atlantic waters. A few showers and storms later Wednesday. For the Fenway opener, as the Sox take on the Rays, sunny to partly cloudy, cold and blustery around 45 degrees. The jet stream is interesting because there's a lot of cold air in Canada. And sometimes as this jet stream buckles, it's going to allow pieces of that cold air to come on down. So that's why we're going for still changeable weather over the next couple of weeks. Temperatures somewhat below average tomorrow and Tuesday. And then we got one warm day on Wednesday and back to colder weather second half of the week. I'm not sure exactly what's going to be happening next weekend. It's kind of up in the air, so to speak. There could be some weak systems to give us light rain or snow mixed. That's the way it's looking right now. You can watch WBZ News tonight at 6:30 and 11 o'clock. See it also at 8 o'clock on my TV 38 for the latest news and weather updates. Have a nice day.